Pretty exciting video here that I want to discuss, and there's a lot of things I want to go over. So I just want to welcome everybody. Welcome to the channel. This is really exciting stuff going on, and a lot of things that I want to get out of the way, and some upcoming information on, of course, the potential and will there be a two-door Charger. So first, I want to start out by welcoming everybody in the chat. What's going on? Zach, Soprano, Lewis, and of course Scat Pack. And anybody else that's in here that's not in the chat, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining, and thank you for watching this video, and of course chat with everybody in here and have a good time with us. Okay, so what I want to start with first is the potential of the two-door Charger. Okay, so what's actually going on with that? Dodge can only build so many cars at a time. They can only push 3 vehicles across the Brampton assembly, which means they can only build 3 cars. That's what it means. There's 3 lanes for them to build. That's why we've got so many variants of the Charger and Challenger to keep things interesting. But in reality, they can only make so many at a time. Now, a lot of people are saying that new Dodge Supercharger with the Hellephant engine, is based off the classic Dodge Charger. The thing is here is they're going to have difficulty bringing a two-door Charger to the market. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to do it, but where the real difficulty lies is the fact that the old Dodge Charger, like the 68 through 71, is basically 210 and some odd inches long. It's considerably longer than the Challenger. Or the current Charger. So even if they were to bring this vehicle in some limited fashion back, it's not going to be as long as the old Charger because they can only put out 3 vehicles at a time as far as the Charger, Challenger, like the Hellcat, Scat Packs, Daytonas, 1320, stuff like that, and the Redeyes. They can only put away or push away so many vehicles out of that assembly plant. So they're not going to be able to bring it back in the old size and length. That's not going to happen. They're going to have to figure out a way to do this in some sort of fashion that is going to allow them to continue producing the Charger and the Challenger as it sits. Unless, of course, they plan on ceasing production on the Challenger, which I've heard some rumors about. I don't know if I would agree with that, but there's also a possibility for anything. So they very well could stop. And maybe that's the reason why they gave us a Demon and a Redeye and gave the Challenger all these variants. Maybe in a couple of years, they'll slice the Challenger and replace it with a CUDA or a two-door Supercharger. Who knows? There's no way to tell if they're going to do any of that. All I'm saying is that if they're going to produce a two-door Charger, it's either going to be one of 2 options. I'm about to tell you what those 2 options are. Actually, there's 3 options, but the third is not, going to be the highest of probabilities. Cool claimed, I'm not lying. I'm not saying anything's happening. I'm saying potentials. We're discussing potential here. So this is what I say is going to happen, or what I think. I think that what we're looking at for Dodge is that they have 2 real potential possibilities. One, they bring back the modern Charger look, which would be a 2-door. Now, anybody out there says, hey, that's impossible. There's no way for them to take the current Charger, which is a 4-door, and turn it into a 2-door because it's too big, or it's too long, or it's a 4-door. It's incorrect because the length of the Charger and the length of the Challenger are identical. You guys should look at the specs of those 2 cars. If there's a difference, it's less than an inch, okay? They're almost spot on, and they may be spot on. According to what I've researched, they're both right at 198 inches long. The Challenger is 1 inch wider, and the Charger sits 2 to 3 inches higher. But as an overall, they're pretty much damn near 100% spot on identical. And what that means is that they could easily just trim it down to 2 doors, and they could have a 2-door and a 4-door Charger coming down the line. Since they're the same size, just one vehicle is going to have 2 doors, and they're going to look almost identical. This could be the highest potential probability since it requires the least effort. They very well could do that. The second possibility is to build it off of the Challenger frame, very similar to how they did in, like the supercharger Hellephant, which was shown. Of course, compared to an old Charger from the 60s, it's going to be 15 to 20 inches shorter, but the Challenger and the Charger are already shorter than the classic Charger. We're not going to get that length back because it's a totally different chassis and platform. That's never going to happen. Never, never, never are we going to get a Charger that is going to come back and it's going to be as long as the old one and it's going to go into production. I would be shocked if that ever happened. It's not 100% impossible, but I'd say 99.9. We're not going to get that because it is going to just hinder their ability to produce vehicles, which is why I don't think that's ever going to happen. Like I said, it's not impossible, but it's highly unlikely. What is likely is them to build the supercharger off of the Challenger. Since the Charger and the Challenger currently are identical lengths, they could just already take the Challenger and just redo some panels, which would definitely take longer than making a Redeye or Demon. It would be a little bit more costly, but they could do that and it would share the same line because essentially they would be identical sizes going down the assembly line, which is the reason why all your wide-body Hellcats, the Challengers or Redeyes or Demons, go to JB upfitters because they get the wide body fender flares and the wider wheels. It can't go down the assembly line with wide wheels or fender flares because the assembly line is set for a certain size vehicle and they go down in that exact same size fashion, which is how they're able to produce so many vehicles easily, quickly, and effectively, cost effectively too. And that's how it's done. So if they're going to design a two-door Charger on the Challenger frame, they could do that. It's going to cost more, but that's to be expected. But it's very possible and very much more likely than a longer classic Charger based off the old design. I was going to say Challenger, but Charger. Because of the fact that it's off the Challenger frame, it'd be the same size. It would just be different shapes and different trims, which they've already proven they can do. So this is not out of the realm that we could see a supercharger two-door that would be on a Challenger or Charger frame, and it would come down the assembly lane essentially, or assembly line, essentially like they did with the Demon and the Redeye. It wouldn't be a lot different, except the hood would be different. There'd be a different shape on the fenders and the quarter panels, but overall the size and weight would be the same, so it would not change enough drastically to prevent them from being able to do it effectively. So, with that being said, if anybody thinks that they would like to see a modern Charger, they would obviously do it on the current Charger platform and just take out two doors and run it down that line. But I think we're going to get more of a vintage look, and I think there's a very high probability they will design this Charger off of the Challenger. Now, I'm not saying we are 100% getting a supercharger, okay? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that from what I'm hearing and the rumors everybody's been talking about and the people that I talk to, it's possible. When? Don't know. So if anybody comes in here and say it's clickbait, I'm sorry, but you're full of shit because nowhere in this video did I said it's 100% happening. Nowhere. So let's get that clear. What I'm saying is that it's pretty much likely that they will do this. And when I say pretty much, I would say it's probable, and I would think that it was over 50% because there has been a lot of heat and discussion that I've heard about internally at Dodge. No one's committed to anything yet, but it looks like there is some serious discussions going on what and how they're going to do. Now, they have brought this supercharger out at the previous show at the SEMA, and a lot of individuals have said that, hey, I believe they did that, obviously, to sell the Hellephant engine. But there's a very good point that we all missed, including myself, and that there is no engine in that Hellephant Charger. Nobody saw it start, and nobody saw it rev, and nobody saw the engine in the car. That's what I'm hearing, that it was never there. So from that alone, it's like Dodge is teasing us with the potential two-door. Let's sit here and think about it logically. Do we think that Dodge, the king of muscle, the king of speed in the quarter mile, the company that has turned their entire brand around in 3 or 4 years, is going to release a Hellcat, Challenger and Charger, a Durango SRT family SUV that's faster than every other SUV in its class for its price, a Trackhawk, which is the fastest production SUV, in the world. They've got a Challenger Redeye, which is now the fastest, besides the Demon, the fastest production muscle car, and the Demon's the fastest, obviously, and it's right behind it. And then we've got the Viper, which is the fastest production track car with the ACR in the world. And they're going to do all of this, and then they're going to produce and put all kinds of money into an engine called the Hellephant and the 426 and this car that they've designed to tease us with. And they did all of that just to throw the crate engine in old cars and to dismiss the possibilities of the return of the two-door. And they're not going to do a 426. They're just going to stay with the old 392. They're not going to do a two-door Cuda. They're not going to do a two-door Challenger. They're just going to go to Fiat, crush the Dodge, crush the muscle, and go to turbo V6s. And they're going to make economical cars that are going to get 45 miles per gallon, and they're going to re-engineer the entire brand. They've already spent 5 years engineering. Or they're just going to build a two-door Charger. So if you're a troll, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. There's no way that they're going to do all of that instead of just following the easy and cheap path they've already set for themselves. Okay? Let's get realistic here. This is a rant, I know, because I'm just tired of the people coming in here with BS saying that it's not true. Dodge did not spend all this money to please 80-year-old men in their 1970 Charger. Okay? They didn't do that. That is not happening. I'm not going to spend $100 million to throw it down the toilet for 1% market share or 10% market share. I need to do something that's going to attract everyone. That means everyone, not just a limited area, and put a ton of money into that. So, now, with all of that rant being said, there is no way that they have followed this path, just like it said in the chat, the Brotherhood of Muscle. There is no way that they have spent all of that money just to give up those car potential production to move on to something else. Now, I'm not saying we're getting a two-door Charger, we're getting a two-door Supercharger, we're getting a Cuda, we're getting all three, and this is a fact. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that something's coming, and they've put too much money and too much time. So if anybody comes in here and is a troll and says I'm making shit up for views, they obviously have no idea of how automotive process works. Okay? They just don't. So now that's done, I'll take some questions. But if you're coming in here new and you want to recap, the two-door Charger is very, very likely. And when I say very, very likely, we're probably 50 to 75% chance of seeing it in the next 4 years. Probably 2021 or 2022, maybe sooner, don't know. It's not a guarantee. I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm just telling you that the old Charger was 200 and some odd inches, like 210 inches long. I could be wrong, but it's in excess of 15 inches longer than the current Charger. So we're not going to see an old long Charger like it used to be. The current Challenger and Charger are the same length. The Charger sits 3 inches higher, but the Challenger sits an inch wider. So we could see a classic design Charger based on the Challenger as a trim, but they would change panels to keep it fitting down the assembly line. Or we could see a modern Charger like the one I have, but in two-door, going down the Charger assembly. It's going to be very easy for Dodge to do that. All it is like a trim like the Redeye or the Demon, just extra stuff on top, but definitely 100% much easier to do than designing a whole new car, which is the reason why the Cuda is said to come out on the G platform, the Giorgio platform from Alfa Romeo. That's the reason why people are speculating that to happen, because they don't have enough room at Dodge's assembly line to produce more than 3 vehicles. So the Cuda, if it is indeed coming at the same time as the Charger, will be on a different assembly line as a different chassis. And that's what I'm saying there. That's basically your Cliff Notes. Just catching up on some comments. I wanted to get that out of there. So if anybody comes through as a troll, they'll see that. Everybody that's here watching now, for the most part, they understand exactly what I'm saying. What's going on, Frost? What's going on, Timothy? I'm sorry, Eddie. I don't know what question you asked. I am going to look for it. I want to say what's up to everybody in here. Yeah, and see, even Mitchell, everyone in here agrees. I mean, we don't know what we're going to get of the 3 vehicles I've mentioned, but one of them is coming. How they do it in exact details, we don't know. It's impossible to know everything. I'm just telling you guys there's no way that Dodge spent all this money becoming the Brotherhood of Muscle to drop the ball and walk out of the theater and leave the show before it's over, so to speak. So it's just a matter of how they're going to do it and the exact detail and fashion they do it in, we don't know, and we won't know until they release it. We just know something's coming, and these are the very high probabilities that we're going to get as far as options. What's up, 2 a.m.? Haven't seen you in a while. What's up, Get Social? What's up, Milton? he quoted me. What's up, Robert? Nick, Ernest. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry. Josh, Eric, Jack. I'm going through everybody. Eddie Stevens. Would making a two-door Charger interfere with the weight reduction they plan to do to the Charger? No, it'll only help it because they'll make the panels more efficiently, and the engine essentially is going to be the 426, which is lighter. So I don't see that affecting the weight at all. I think they're going to do all that at the same time in 2020. Thanks, Social. I can't wait to get my Redeye as well. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. Sorry, I forgot to say that. I got caught up in the rant. Merry Christmas to everybody. And, of course, Happy Holidays. Oh, and, of course, it's a great time to be alive, just like, Hosea said. Of course, the two-door Charger, Joe, that's what we're talking about right now. You're new to the channel. Victor, thank you so much for watching. Vin Diesel will definitely be the one to introduce it, no doubt in my mind. It'll have the Charger front. It's going to look like the one they debuted if they go the classic design. It's either going to be a classic design or modern. To be honest, I have no idea at all which one they're leaning towards. All I know is that they are flirting with an idea of a Charger. The reason I'm making this video is to see, what do you guys think? Do you think we're going to see the modern two-door or the retro two-door? Because one of them's most likely coming. I'm almost sure of it. But which one? I have no idea. It's really hard to tell which one they're going to bring or how they're really going to do this. But it's going to be great. There's a lot of Charger fans out there. And if you ask my opinion, I think it's much higher probability that we're going to have a two-door supercharger than we will a CUDA. I'm not saying the CUDA is not happening, and I'm not saying the CUDA for sure is happening. I'm saying that if Dodge had to choose between one or the other, I feel they're going to go with the Charger because it's more cost-effective to produce. However, they have Alpha backing them up because they are FCA, of course. So producing the CUDA on the G platform is really not going to be that hard. They've already got that platform set. So we might get both. We probably will get both, but who knows? It's not for sure. I just know they're in serious talks of all this stuff, and it's all been brought up at one point or another. So I think it's very interesting, to say the least. And Detroit, like Frost said, Detroit, we should hear some stuff next month. And according to my other video, the 392, there was a lot of guys that said I was lying that the 392 is available. My dealer still can't order it. And there's still a couple other dealers I've called that can't order it. And what I'm going to tell you, if anybody in here is a troll hiding or ends up seeing this video later, I got a bet for you. I'm going to sit here and wait. And you guys are going to go and try to order a Charger or a Challenger SRT 392. And I'll sit here and wait. And I'll just keep waiting. And you know what's going to happen? You're never going to come back with proof of the order because you can't order them. And that's what I'm trying to explain to everybody. The SRT is reserved for the 426. The 392 is being replaced. That's what I said in my previous video. So anybody who doesn't understand that, I apologize, but that is the fact of the matter, is you can no longer order a Charger or a Challenger SRT 392. It does not exist. The 426 will be replacing that next year. Okay, so now it's not about that in this video. I just wanted to get that out there. So the supercharger does need to come back. The 426 is coming for sure. A lot of guys are worried about the 426 being aluminum and having forged internals. I wouldn't worry too much. I got an Instagram message today, and I really don't want to put this guy on blast because, you know, it'd be an injustice to somebody that's trying to help me. So I'm looking through my phone right now because I want to show you guys the picture. I'm just looking for it right quick. I'm going to see if I can find it because he sent me a picture that I think you guys would find quite interesting. Basically, what this guy has explained to me is that he's got a 2011 Challenger. I think it was 2011, maybe a 2012. I can't remember. But he emailed me and told me what he had and showed me a picture. And he's got a 426 on it. He's got the original 426 when it first got, you know, prototyped and blueprinted back 7, 8 years ago. And I can't show the damn picture because it has his name on it. So I'm going to try to crop his name off the picture and show it to you guys. Unless he emails me and says he doesn't care, then in the next video, I'll show you guys the proof. I have it. He messaged me, and it's a Challenger in the previous body style. It's not the current body style. It's like the 2010-11 body style. So I guess that would mean that it was probably an 11. But it looks gorgeous, and it's a 426. It says 426 on the fenders, and he explains about how he's the only one who has the 426 currently, and that was the prototype engine they designed specifically for that car that he worked with Dodge. Okay, sorry about that blackout. That was the battery dying, so we're back. I apologize about that. I had to switch batteries really fast, so bear with me. But back on topic again. This stupid battery always dies. But anyway, back on topic for this. He basically explained to me how, Dodge has been really, really wanting to bring back the 426. They've had the 426 already in the works. They've been trying to perfect it. It's been around for about 7 years. They put it in the drag pack Challenger and a bunch of different vehicles for prototyping and testing. They're really getting it ready. They really are. And they've really done their homework on this engine. I believe we're going to see a 426 that not only produces more power and torque, it's going to be very reliable. I don't know if it's going to have MDS. I don't know. I'm thinking there's a chance, but not 100% certain. Somehow or another, we're going to get very similar economical performance out of the 426. Not sure if it's going to be better or worse. I think it's going to be very close, but more power and more efficient as far as power output and torque than the 392. And that's not saying that 392 is junk. The 392 is a great engine, but there's no way the 392 is going to keep up with the 426. Power or torque or RPMs. I feel like it might be a higher red line in the 426, but I'm not sure. This guy I'm going to have to chat with more and see if he's okay with me sharing his pictures and maybe some more information. I just find it really cool how he has a 426 in his Challenger. To sit here and discuss this vehicle is definitely a lot of fun. And, I'm in no way clickbaiting anyone. The Hellephant isn't smog legal apparently right now, but they're working on that currently. And I have a feeling at the Detroit Auto Show, we're going to find out a lot of information. Because essentially what Dodge's plan is to replace the Scat Pack, not replace them, but replace the 392 in them. And I've heard, contradictions from the rumors that I hear, even from my sources. Some of them are contradicting each other, which makes me not really know for certainty which direction they're going to go. But the two directions that I'm hearing is they're going to discontinue the 392 out of the Scat Pack and replace it with the 426. Someone else is telling me that the Scat Packs are going to stay with the 392 for a couple more years, and they're just going to drop the Scat Pack and just keep an SRT 426. But the 426 is going to be the new SRT. And of course, the Hellcats are going to get tweaked with a Hellephant engine. It's not going to be a full-fledged Hellephant engine, but the Angel coming out could very well be the Supercharger. Maybe the name Supercharger was for the concept, and the real vehicle is going to be like the Angel or something. It very well could be, because a lot of people that have emailed me, messaged me on Instagram, the people that I know that work for Dodge, work for dealerships, they've all said something very interesting. I'm going to end this video with that. There's one piece of information that everybody has told me, and they've all said the same thing. And a lot of the things, like I've said, that these people are saying, a lot of the things they say are similar but different. The one thing they all say that's identical to one another, and even identical to what I believe, is the Angel is going to be the Charger. It's not going to be a Challenger at all. So that very well could be the Supercharger that Dodge teased. They're going to bring it back retro-like in a limited production, and it's going to be called the Angel. Or it could be the modern Charger. And then that brings me to the last point that a lot of people are going to comment about and ask, and I'm sorry I didn't put it in the video earlier. Will it be limited? Absolutely. There's no way they're going to go with a full 3-4 year run with the Charger. Whether it's a Supercharger or it's an Angel, whatever they do with this Charger is going to be limited. How limited? Don't know. It could be 500 units in 1 year. It could be 3,000 in 1 year. It could be 10,000 over 2 years. Don't know. It's all guesswork at that point. But what I will tell you is almost for a fact it's going to be limited production. I do not see them bringing back a two-door Charger, Supercharger, or Angel permanently. I do not see that happening. I could be wrong, but it's very unlikely. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody in here. I'm trying to read through all the comments. I'm reading through right now just to see if I missed anything. Anybody was asking me something. Oh, God. A PT Cruiser, the 426. That would be insane. Let's see. Aluminum block, yes. The 426 would come with an aluminum block. I don't know what they do in the Hellephant or what they would do to make it stronger. Dodge is definitely got some things they're doing. I'm not sure of those exact details at this moment, but it's definitely an aluminum block. The 5.7 is a great engine. A lot of people hate on it, but you know what? I had it in my original Durango RT. I had mine over 420 horsepower, bolt-ons in a tune, and it was great. It wasn't as fast as the SRT, obviously, but it was a great engine, and it's been a very strong engine. I would hate to see that engine get replaced. It's very efficient as far as horsepower for its size, in my opinion, because you get all that torque down low. It's very cost-effective for Dodge since it's older technology, and they're able to produce it cheaper. I love that engine. I love the 5.7, and I would hate to see it go. Sure, it's not their best engine, but for what it is, I love it, and like I said, I'd really hate to see it go. I agree, Hosea. It's probably, that's probably what it is. It's been so long. They've been, working on it for years trying to get it right. I agree with Mr. Costin Walker here. FCA reopening an old Mack engine assembly plant around 2021. I heard rumors of an assembly plant. Didn't know it was that one, but I did hear something of the sort. So that very well could be what they're doing. If they open up another plant, then who knows what will be in the agenda. Anything's possible at that point. Dodge is definitely going crazy. I don't think the 5.7 is going away anytime soon. It very well could be for that turbo inline 6 that a lot of people are talking about. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think it's kind of unlikely, but we're going to find out. We're going to see. I'm going to dig into all that information. I just don't see that being a very high probability. I really don't. They're going to have to bring the Hellephant down in horsepower for sure. To make it street legal, they might be able to squish 800 or 850 out of it. And that very well could be what they do. Cool Acclaimed, I love the Escalade. I'm not going to lie. I think the Escalade is one of the best SUVs I've ever been in. Just not at this time. Maybe eventually. I love that. I mean, I love it. I have nothing against any other brands. Like I said, if I had my dream garage, it would have 30 cars from 30 different manufacturers in it. But at this time, I just can't justify it. But eventually, I'd love to get an Escalade. I really would. They're expensive, but they're worth it. A lot of guys give me slack about that. They're like, hey, how could you be a Dodge guy and like the Escalade? But I do. If I tell you what I would do. If I have any GM guys in the chat right now, if I had an Escalade, some people may hate it. Some people may love the idea. I'm sure Cool Acclaim would love this idea. But I would take an Escalade, and I would supercharge it. Better exhaust, better headers, tune it. I'd take out the third row, and I would smoke everything. I would want to get that SUV into the mid or high 10s. I'd want to just build it like crazy. And it would be awesome to drive an Escalade and spank the living shit out of a BMW X5M and just kind of, peace out while I'm driving by them. That'd be hilarious. Because the fact that it's a luxury SUV. Oh, I'm a phony. Ooh, look at me. I'm phony. I'm not really here. I'm like John Cena. You can't really see me. In any case, that's what I would do with an Escalade. I would supercharge it for sure. Because that engine is badass. And the 6.2 is one of those engines from GM that you supercharge, you build, you cam it, and they make insane power. I'm not exactly sure how much power you can get out of an Escalade, but I know there's been guys out there that have run 11s and are making insane power. I've seen it. If I'm not mistaken, I thought Hennessy did something with the Escalade too, but wonderful truck. Now, I would like to do the same thing with the Durango SRT. In fact, I have been thinking about getting a Durango SRT Mopar edition. That's something I've seriously thought about. The only thing stopping me from doing that, besides the fact that I got a Redeye on order, is also the fact that there could possibly be a 426, Durango coming, and or Hellcat, or one or the other, because the simple fact that they're replacing every 392 as an SRT means the Durango's eventually getting the 426. So if that happens, and when that happens, like I think it will, and like everyone's saying it's going to happen, I'm going to buy that instead and then supercharge it. So that'll be a lot of fun. As I love it, and I miss my Durango. Jose, I actually meant the 6.2, which is the 420 horsepower GM motor. It's a very good engine. Very good engine. It makes a lot of power when you cam them, tune them, bolt-ons, take the cats off. They make some serious power, and they sound awesome. Like they're one of the best engines ever that Chevy's made, or GM. And I love it. I would love to have a Cadillac Escalade. It's just a lot of money and can't justify it right now. Unless I won an Escalade in some drawing or something like that, then I would keep it and build it. It'd be awesome. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I'm so glad you guys hung out with me and come watch this video. And of course, don't forget, GM does have the other engine in case anybody says their other engine's a 5.3. It's the standard one that comes with 355 horsepower. It comes in all the Z71 pickups, and, a lot of the Chevy SUVs come with it, like the Suburban, which now is going to be getting the 6.2. But yeah, great engines for sure. Let's see. Would Dodge be the greatest company if they made a carbon fiber block? Oh, God. I can't even imagine that. I'm just being honest. Can't even think about it. I do not know how and that would even be possible. But, hey, I would love to see that happen. Love to see it. I do love the Lamborghinis, too, but that's for a topic for another day. I want to say thank you to everybody in here. Everybody in here, I love you all. You're all my subscribers. We're all part of the Drive with Demons family. My brother's in the chat. Check out his channel. This Can't Be Happening. All one word. This Can't Be Happening. Lowercase. Very funny stuff. Go subscribe. Once he hits 200 subscribers, I'm going to give stuff away. So just go over there and subscribe. If you guys want to hang out with me tonight or any night during the week or weekend after hours, check me out on Twitch. Go to Twitch TV or twitch.com. Google search Twitch. Get over to Twitch's site or get the app for your iPhone or your Android or your iPad or whatever, and look for Drive with Demons on Twitch. So if you're a gamer or you love games, definitely check me out on Twitch. Follow me over there. I'll be doing content there and on YouTube as well as I go more full-time with YouTube. So just want to say big thanks to you guys for watching this video. When it posts to YouTube, like, comment. Would love to see your guys' comments all over the video once it's no longer live and it posts to YouTube. We can chat more about this video there over the coming days. Definitely share it with anyone who loves cars. And what's up, John? Seeing you in here late. But again, guys, happy holidays. Sorry I didn't make a Christmas video yesterday. I was really busy with my boys. We'll definitely make another video tomorrow. I have 3 edited vlogs I'm trying to upload, but I've been very busy. But thank you so much for watching. I love doing these videos with you guys. I spend all this time researching for you. Check out the store, drivewithdemons.com. Get your hoodies, Keats eggs, and t-shirts over there. And, of course, check out my brother, This Can't Be Happening. And, of course, check me out on Twitch. Thanks so much for stopping in. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great holiday with your families. And until the next video, take care, everyone, and have a great night.